is Pride Month, a time dedicated to uplifting LGBTQ+ voices across the nation and in our very own community. It's part political activism, part celebration of what has been achieved over the years. But at the heart of this observance is a call for greater unity, visibility, and equality for the LGBTQ+ community. Pastor Candace Hartnett is the chair of the Proud Savannah LGBTQI+ Task Force, and she joins us now with more. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Well, first off, let's start by talking about Savannah Proud. What is it? Why did it get started, and how important is it, especially in this day and age?
Awesome. Well, Proud Savannah is actually the mayor's task force, and it was established and put together by Mayor Johnson when he took office in 2020. Our main goal is to work for equity. We're a collaboration of city workers as well as community members within the LGBTQ community. We fight for equality.
Now, so June, it's supposed to be a time of celebration, but this year's Pride Month comes as LGBTQ+ rights are coming under attack across the country. According to the Human Rights Campaign, around 500 anti-LGBTQ bills were introduced in state legislatures this year. Many of them have passed unchallenged. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, Pride started as a riot. I don't know that many people understand the history of Pride, but it started as a riot in New York City. And it was in protest of police brutality and unfair laws. People forget that at one point in time, it was illegal to be LGBTQ in this country, and especially out. And so they were tired of police brutality. They were tired of being harassed, and they fought back, and they won. And as a result of that 1969 rally and riot, we as LGBTQ people have the ability to actually legally exist in this country in such a way that doesn't criminalize us for simply loving someone of the same sex or being someone that is gender nonconforming.
Now, they fought back and they won, but still today people are being harassed, people are being killed. We see what's happening in the trans community right now. What do you think is a solution to this?
Again, I have to pay homage to our founders, the people that started the actual event. The Stonewall riots were actually started by women of color, trans women of color, black and brown, that threw the first brick. And so to see our trans siblings be so under attack, all of us are, but so marginalized, I think we have to take these things seriously. Our city has developed a liaison, a police liaison who is non-binary. They're available for any citizen that needs to talk to them if they feel that they've been discriminated against, especially as they interact with our police force. That individual is set aside to respond to those types of calls.
One important part of the task force is something that you've implemented, Proud Savannah History Project, oral histories by people that will be documented and placed here in the City of Savannah's archives.
Absolutely. Our history is so important. I think part of the reason that we're seeing so many violent protests against LGBTQIA people is because people don't know our history and that we existed prior to 2000. They think we're new. I think it would blow some people's minds to understand that General Pulaski, what the fort is named after, was intersex. If we knew that history, if it had been written down, perhaps there would be a little more compassion and acceptance for people, just like the general. And so our goal is to write down the history so it won't be forgotten, so it won't be lost, so perhaps things will be better in the future.
Now, I do have to wrap, but I have one quick question, and that is about allies. How important is it? How important are allies to the task force, to anybody, really?
Right. Allies say things and can go places where we can't go and say things we can't say. It's important that allies get involved and stay involved. Don't shy back. If you're an ally to our community, we need you. The thing is, they're coming for all of us. They're coming for women. They're coming for LGBT. They're coming for African American people. Angela Davis said that if they come for me in the day, they'll come for you at night. And so they want to put me back in the closet. They want to put women in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant. They want to put black people, I'm sure, back in the fields. And so we have to ally together. Alliances are important so that we can, as a collective group, be liberated.
All right, Pastor Hartnett, thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.